Hello and welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy.
You've made Upper Hogsfield safer, and for that, I thank you.
I'd love to see an Aura try to erase.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I, and the vendors I help, would greatly appreciate it.
Let's get to the cave.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Be off to the tavern after that.
Let's go inside.
Leave the Horklumps to Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Perhaps I'll find more Horklumps while I prepare to have a look around. See about the Horklumps and the box of letters. That's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Confringo!
Okay.
Lumos. Confringo! Revelio.
Jump.
Confringo. Revelio. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Incendio.
How did that feel, troll? Right in your face.
That's a close one.
Close one? You didn't get hurt. What are you talking about?
Confringo. Lumo.
Ow.
Revelio. Lumos.
Up here.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio.
Look, a swimming bunny. And squirrels. Dear Sorona, when I arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me and pondered sending an owl to my parents, asking them to fetch me almost before the first week of classes had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly a legilimens, but I wonder that you seem to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks, when you spotted me huddled in a corner, staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, and you came to sit with me. Well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast a levitation charm on me. When you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts, I looked at you and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed. In the non-magical sense, I mean. Everyone around you without apology embracing who you were and who they were. It was as though a candle had flickered on for me. I realized that I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightened first year which I had been seems worlds away. And I know it's because you saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabel. P.S. Please tell Mrs. Sprottle that I still plan on visiting her and Mr. Sprottle whenever I can for their delightful conversation, and I am unashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Dear Sarona, I conjure this wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether. And now we've won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House would not be the same without you. Yours sincerely, Sean. My dear Sarona, I've sent a note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle for their hospitality, but felt the need to put quill to parchment with my thanks to you as well. What a lovely respite from the castle. I won't soon forget how we giggled about that ridiculous gnome. Did you truly believe that he was singing? And Mrs. Sprottle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. I so appreciate you including me. I fear I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you in next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match at all for Slytherin this year. Most gratefully yours, Philomena.
This must be Sirona's box of letters.
Dear Sirona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchens and asked Finky to make your favorite, cream crowdy. She was delighted to oblige. Not sure where she got raspberries at this time of year. Genius, that Finky. Bess.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Dear Mrs. Sprottle, Mother and Father were delighted to hear that you and I had spent the afternoon at Gladrags last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress. I challenge indeed, as is the rather delicate practice of properly situating a hat pin without wounding either my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have you to thank for now feeling like a marvelously fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day. Mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Spraddle agreed to let me stay. I know that my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Sirona.
I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back.
I think she will, yes. See, let's fast travel to Hogsmeade.
Oh, please tell me you have an answer for me about the butterflies.
No, not yet.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I miss cheering for Ravenclaw.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Okay, so now let's see what's next. The bird. Okay, so let's go to the map. There. And let's see. Let's mark that place so we can get that as well.
A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
Balloons.
I shan't be having none of your nonsense.
I brought every fabric
And the landing platform. No.
Revelio.
Yeah, I know there is. There is the last balloon. There. But we are going to catch some birds. And nighttime.
This must be the Dirical den that Miss Moffat told me about. Now where is Gwenira? Arrest them.
Here.
Got her. Now I need to let Miss Moffat know.
Oh.
Arrest them.
What
no,
the hell?
you don't. Professor Howard will never believe this.
And we are doing that again. I think it's the first time I found the grey one.
Revelio. Deposit.
Oi! Whoops.
Arrest them.
Didn't meant to do that. I hope it survived.
Do cooperate, won't you?
Stop! Come here.
There. I'm not going to... Revelio.
It's down in the water. Poor thing.
Arresto momentum.
Aaron, I will help you out of the water.
Look after you.
Since I'm the one who gets you in the water.
Perhaps I shall scout around Fellcroft.
There. Oh my god. Okay, let's go to the lady.
Oh, hello. Any luck?
Miss Moffat, I caught Gwenira.
That's incredible. Was it terribly difficult?
She was difficult to track down, but I managed in the end.
Believe me, I know. Well, may I have her now?
Actually, I think she'll be safer with me.
But it was my idea to rescue her. I'm the one who fell in love with her beautiful plumage. Oh, the cheek. Now what shall I do? Without her feathers, I can't finish any of my fashion designs. You traitorous foul napper. I hope she pecks your eyes out.
Some anger issues, lady?
Revelio.
Anything else? No. There are some treasures here that I'm going to collect while I'm here. Oh god. My dearest Ada, I pine for you, my love. Each day we spend apart wears at my soul. We must find a way to meet soon. If we were to apparate to each other, where could we meet? Know that I'm not welcome at your family's home in Marunween. I have been speaking with the Cragcroft locals lately about the increased goblin presence here by the shore. They say Ranrock's loyalists may be seeking remnants for work left behind by a legendary wizard who lived here long ago, a man from the east, like me. This intrigued me. Apparently he had some secret work in a nearby mountain. It sounds as though this could be a perfect meeting space for us. I have an idea. This Thursday evening at dusk, will you apparate to the western side of the mountain? Aim for one of the vaults that the locals use to store their valuables. We should be safe from prying eyes there. It feels like only yesterday that we finished Hogwarts together. Two children with stars in their eyes and love in their hearts. Promise me that we will rediscover those stars in our eyes and forever protect that love in our hearts. My love always, Tarek. My dearest Ada, first I must know, are you alright? What a disaster our rendezvous was. I'm truly sorry for all of this. It was wonderful to see you in person after all this time. I just cannot believe how quickly those fool goblin loyalists became aware of our presence and set upon us. They seem to possess some kind of dark magic that I do not understand. It is a relief that you were able to disappear it quickly. I stayed and dealt with as many as I could, but left soon after. Why have these goblins taken over this area? What is it they are looking for? I know one thing. Soon no one will be safe here, my love. We spoke briefly of eloping. Have you given any more thought to it? It seems as if the time for such drastic action may be approaching. We must go somewhere new, so that we might start fresh. I have heard of small magical communities in Norway. Whoop whoop, represented. Some in Spain as well. I care not where we go as long as I am with you. Send your response with the fastest owl. I must know that you are all right, and I must know whether you are ready and truly willing to elope. My love, always, Tarek. February 1890. We have made our decision. We will be eloping this coming Monday. I have been in contact with a kindly old witch in Oslo, Norway, my country and my city. That's awesome. Do the game know? Oh, this is just great. Who has agreed to give Tarek an apprenticeship? She'll be grateful. My knowledge of woods as well. We will be able to start anew. I shall miss my family, but my leaving is their fault, not mine. They refused to accept Tarek for his background, and therefore they refused me. I shall leave a note. They can know that I've left and that I'm happy elsewhere with the love of my life. The stirrings of goblin loyalists, not to mention poachers and ashwinders, have made this place unsafe. I hope my family leaves eventually as well. Either way, we, Tarek and I, will finally be far away. I have not told Tarek yet, but I am witch child. I will wait until we are safe, then tell him the happy news. I cannot dare believe it. I will soon have a daughter or son of my own. A baby to raise with Tarek, safe in our new home. Perhaps one day, when they are of age, they will attend Hogwarts and bring our little family full circle. I am hopeful the next journal entry I write will likely be from Norway. Goodbye, Marlene. You will always be in my heart. That's cool.
Aloha, Mora.
Let's go and find the treasure in this house. Oops.
Revelio.
Anything else? There's something else. Oh god. Under the bridge?
Confringo.
Well, I can fix that. And there was something in here. Let's take an apple, because he's hungry. Okay, I don't think there's anything else here. Let's see, all collection chests and all demiguise statues. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye!